Bitch, get out of my fucking way! It's Black History Month!
I've experienced so much racism this week, like, it's pretty insane. Honestly, it's actually been so severe, which is so crazy because I was just on this holy roll of, like, I haven't really experienced it, and then boom, back-to-back days. One of them I'll share. I applied for an open call, and apparently on the panel, there were 3 people who are Black that applied. And they didn't like my work, and I guess they liked the other works, which is totally okay. You know, that's what open calls are for. You apply, you see whether or not you're accepted, and you move forward. But what got me is they didn't even want to choose more than one Black person because they said that they already had enough. That one was enough. That one Black person was enough. And yesterday was a whole nother ordeal, which I'll share later after that's been fully resolved. So now I'm running myself a long bath. I'm gonna sit in there and I'm probably gonna weep. And it's actually so fucked up. Like, and you'd be thinking that you're waving to these people, that they're your friends, and they calling you the N-word behind your back, basically. They telling you all this DEI talk. That shit don't exist when you're not in the room, actually. They don't even want you in the room. And if you are in the room and it's more than one of you, they only want one of you because one is enough. Many things that I'm exploring in art school pretty much cross-pollinate with the world around me. Essentially, I'm having discussions about learning about myself, who I am, who I'm becoming, who I desire to become, but also my observations and experiences of being not only an American, a woman, but a Black American woman. It also goes further into having discussions about agency and taking up space. And because I am from America, I have a very unique perspective on Blackness and whiteness and what that looks like to me personally. And when I'm sharing the stories that I'm experiencing personally, they may intersect with other people who just so happen to look like me. Other people may not agree, but whether or not people agree or not is beside the point because no one can invalidate the experiences that I'm having as a Black American woman. So, if you just so happen to be on the quote-unquote opposing side, which would be someone who identifies as white, is white, perpetuates whiteness, weaponizes whiteness, and the systems that exist within it, that's not my damn problem. That's literally not my problem because this is very much so a reality. It's been written, it's been historicized, and it's a well-known fact for many people that the systems of whiteness have put them in positions that still impact the Black American today. Now, I tried to keep my conversations as specific as possible, and I usually boil it down to as it relates to me. And so since undergrad, like my last term, the word diaristic came up, which essentially just means that my practice is very like diary entry coded, but I think that it's only diaristic now because, you know, I'm still blooming and I'm still investigating where my practice is going to lead me. But I'm a firm believer that this data that I am collecting is critical data. And this data will be able to assist others, potentially, or expose things that other people are experiencing as well, with the whole solution of stand up, wake up, take up more space, and say what's on your chest and be an absolute advocate for yourself.
What opinion will you defend like this?
White people and people who perpetuate systems of whiteness would immediately shut the hell up and tighten up if Black people, Black Americans, could enslave them and perpetuate onto them exactly what they perpetuated onto us for the same period of time. I feel like it's so important to remember that just because someone holds strong views or strong beliefs on something, if they're willing to hold a conversation with you and receive new information to then formulate new ideas, new opinions, and new beliefs, that means they're willing to critically think with you. And I think sometimes we forget that a lot of us are invested in research that's of and related to our personal experiences and the things that we've observed around us that really shape the direction of which we'd like to go academically. And because of this, we have obviously like biased viewpoints. But with new information, we can hold a more objective viewpoint in order to kind of like solve problems or even provoke problems or create works that really yank information out of people that would otherwise probably evade these types of discussions or even accountability. Because one thing about myself is if I don't know something, I express I just don't know. And I don't feel like I know much of anything. I feel like I'm constantly learning and my opinions are constantly shifting and changing with new information. I think it's also important sometimes to really sit back and think if whether or not you actually have an opinion as well, or if what you're saying is just straight up fact. Because sometimes what I find as a Black woman in academic spaces is that people like to spurn your ideas or discussion points as opinion and opinion only, when many times these are pulled straight from books, just straight facts or straight lived experience, either personally or those that we've seen around us. And it's so interesting because I find that there's an assumption that when you have like a passionate way of emoting, people think you're doing too much. But what I always think is interesting is you don't think that the oppressive systems that I'm discussing are too much? Like, that's what we need to discuss, not my reactions to it. I honestly didn't even fully understand the concept of black and white until I watched Roots and then was thrust into middle school, where there was a heavy, you're black, you're black, you're black, constant reminder. And then anybody in their right mind, if you're watching Roots and your parents made you sit through hours of it, you're looking at anybody with pale skin sideways as hell because you're learning that your phenotype and your skin color are the motivating factors behind people not only killing you, shooting you, disrespecting you, being aggressive towards you for no reason other than your skin color. It skews your reality. It skews the perspective that you have on other people, even if they're kind to you. And so sometimes you can go through life not building intimate connections with other people because they don't look like you, because of a history that has been perpetuated, systems that have been perpetuated to ensure that your personhood is disenfranchised. Little kids are outside being told like not to play with her because she's black, or you can't spend the night at their house because they ghetto, when these people are not even taking the time to get to know you. So by the time this person, me, gets older and I'm in these academic spaces and these experiences are consistently coming up, they're egregious and you want to call it out, and then you keep opening books and learning more and more and more. I'm the problem? No, I'm not the problem.
When they gonna see the video, they gonna be sad. I wish we could have got down with them. Damn, you damn right you wish you could have got down with us.